All right, and a pleasant good morning to you. Welcome to Night Moves here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel for Saturday, February 7th. Got a great sports betting day lined up in anticipation of tomorrow's Super Bowl, the big game, Super Bowl 60 here. Can't wait, of course. Got to go through one more day, but we got a great day of NBA, college basketball. There's Olympics, women's hockey on tap today, as well as some gold medal events today as well. Men's downhill final, some cross country skiing, speed skating, ski jumping. If this is your thing, we're ready to go with the Olympics after seeing the great opening ceremonies, controversies aside. Look pretty uh, impartial. Nice display out there, but looks cold. Man, some of those cities, though, with the remote uh, opening ceremonies, some of those cities look unbelievable in Italy, don't they? Oh my goodness, we got a beautiful country here, but man, to spend some time in some of those venues is awesome. And we'll maybe even have a pick in some of the women's hockey coming up today. Those games getting underway here in a few hours. I want to thank you for joining me here on Night Moves. Going to preview the action of all the 10 NBA games. I've selected 6 big college basketball games. Won't take up too much of your time. We'll preview the biggest games for the biggest conferences on this Saturday. Of course, one big game last night, the biggest of the weekend, maybe, St. John's and Connecticut. St. John's won their ninth in a row, snapping the Huskies' 18-game winning streak. Yeah, hey, we were rolling with St. John's last night here on Night Moves, weren't we? And hopefully you were too. UConn, you know what? You keep whining. We're not going to put you on the line. Red Storm, 22 of 31 from the foul line. UConn just 5 of 12. So, you know what? You keep whining. The referee's going to give it to you once in a while, or not give it to you there in the case of. And Hurley was relatively tame last night. Might have had a little bit of a beef going the foul line 12 times, but only made 5 of them anyways. It was 39 all at halftime. And St. John's went on to win the big game there yesterday. But hey, we did pull off the 3-0 or another winner here on Night Moves. We had a VCU over Dayton there yesterday for our other winner here on the show. Also came through with some winners in the NBA on the show last night. How about the big one between the Knicks and the Pistons last night? Surprise, surprise, or maybe not. Maybe the margin of victory there, but we did go with the under in the game between the Knicks and the Pistons. It did indeed go under. Man, the Pistons blew the Knicks out of the water there yesterday, 118-80 from start to finish. It seemed like there yesterday for Detroit, picking up a big Eastern Conference win. The Knicks just weren't ready for that one. They'll be fine. They were probably due to get blowed out in a game here, and Pistons rocked them. We also had the winner, Miami Heat, Boston Celtics under. Hey, if the teams can't score 100, it ain't going over. We had the under here as our Night Moves winner there yesterday. And also here on Night Moves came home with a winner, New Orleans Pelicans on the road, getting those big points from Minnesota. In fact, they pulled off the win for the Pelicans. Nice job. You know, they're playing a little bit better. Give Pelicans credit. They're probably playing their best of the season here right now. They beat Minnesota there last night. And we also had a winner there late. Clippers, Kings game to go over. The Kings got the money in the end, and they got me there on the premium side here yesterday. I did have one premium winner. Pacers and Bucks game to go under was my premium winner, but I had the Clippers, and they got hooked there at the end despite having a bit of a 10-point lead there late. Kings kept fighting back, got the cover, but we did have the over here on the show. All right. Thank you for joining me here on Night Moves, and we'll preview the action here in just a moment. But first, you can go over to Tony'sPicks.com and get our premium picks, absolutely our best picks, over at Tony'sPicks.com. You could use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 15% off all premium pick packages, including mine here on Saturday. I'm loaded up already with some games here and some other sports, including picks in Tennis, I have a soccer premium tomorrow as well, in the EPL, an overnight tennis play. And right now, I've got my package for tomorrow in the UFC. Let's go over to Tony'sPicks.com and see who did well, who was hot yesterday at Tony'sPicks.com. Take a look at the handicapper leaderboards from yesterday.
Final.
Kevin Thomas was 2-0 atop the leaderboards. To get things rolling, there's Vegas Al 1-0. It looks like a light day. I don't think it was pretty light schedule, so I don't think that just because there's 5 on the leaderboard from yesterday, probably just light action here. Chris Adkins 1-0, Rod Zawacki 1-0, Brian Bittler 2-1. Part of the winners over at Tony'sPicks.com. Stephen Duncan continuing to roll. He's have to take some time off. It's so hot here with the props, but I'm sure he'll be enjoying the men's hockey here as well. There's Stax McKelvey having an incredible run right now over the last 7 days of the 12-2 mark. Joey Tron 16-6, Nick Lagaretto 16-7, KT Kevin Thomas 14-9 in there, Brian Bittler 16-11, Chris Adkins 70%. Ron Hahn up 3 1/4 units. There's Vegas Al as well. I'm up there hanging on, trying to get things rolling here for the month of February. Over the last 30 days, Stephen Duncan up 38.5 units. That's going to get it done every single time. You could actually wouldn't have to do too much, but just play his plays here over the last 30 days. Nick Lagaretto's up 17 1/4 units. Stax McKelvey up 11 3/4 unit doubles. Shooty is up 10 units. Joey Tron up 8 units. Bodun up 5 units here. And I'm on the list too, trying to get it going here. Let's do it on Saturday. Let me say hello to the folks in the chat. Oh, do want to do one thing here. Head on over to Tony'sPicks.com and take a look at my 3-pack for UFC Fight Night. I've got my top 3 plays for the UFC card tomorrow. This package does not include a pick for the main event, but does have a 3-pack of my top plays. I actually got 1 side and 2 totals on tap for UFC Fight Night. Main event, Bautista versus Oliveira here, with Bautista making his first ever main event appearance off that loss to Nurmagomedov via unanimous decision back last October, but he was a plus 475 dog and snapped an 8-fight losing streak, so he still gets this chance here in a Fight Night main event against Oliveira, who is 4-0 in the UFC off of a win over Kyler Phillips. Phillips is a teammate of Bautista, so got a little intrigue there. And for Oliveira here, he did defeat Saeed Nurmagomedov, who had to back out of his bantamweight bout against Javid Basharat. Basharat did get another opponent, but a little bit of adjustment there on the undercard. So check out my 3-pack over there in the UFC tomorrow. Mills has some plays up there as well in the UFC. All right, we're going to get rolling here with our coverage for Saturday, and it mostly features the NBA. Unless you want my Olympics picks for some of those events, I'm trying to bet the Olympics a little bit. No official coverage at Tony's Picks with the Olympic events, but we might cover it a little bit here with a little bit of middle of the night hockey on the ladies' side anyway. Oops, let's see here. All right, about set and ready to go. Let me say hello to everyone in the chat, see who's here to join me. It's Tim J. He's here today. Devin Grigsby joining us in the chat. Cal Dog is here tonight, talking Pelicans. I want to say hello to Carl Anderson joining us from Connecticut. And maybe went to bed there after the Huskies lost, but good game, though, last night for sure. And Greg Gibson is here. He said, man, the Detroit Pistons smacked around the Knicks there last night, didn't they? All right, let's get to it right now. We're going to go out to the NBA for our card here, a 10-game card tonight. Get rolling with the action here. And we'll start it off here with the Wizards taking on the Nets. Action here for Saturday. It does get underway a little bit early here with a 3 p.m. Start at 3:10 Eastern and noon 3:10 Eastern and noon Pacific time. Here as the Nets enter hosting the Wizards, looking to snap a 3-game home losing streak. Brooklyn comes in 13 and 37, Washington 14 and 36, but we're a little desperate for games here on Saturday. Uh, Brooklyn dropped 4 of its last 5 games with just 1 win over their last 10 outings, while Washington's 4 and 6 over their last 10 games. Michael Porter Jr. comes in here with averaging 25 points per game, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. Terrific here. Alex Sarr, of course, anchors the offense as well for Washington. 17 points, 7 rebounds, nearly 3 assists. Nets average just 107 points per game with an offensive rating of 107.2, which ranks 9th in the NBA, while the Wizards' 108.3 points per possessions rank just 26. So let's see if the Wizards can get close here. They're on the road. Both these teams obviously having their struggles. Brooklyn's lost 3 straight. Washington does come in off a win over Detroit. Their last out, 126 to 117. So Washington actually has been picking up a couple of wins here lately. We talked about Brooklyn and their woes here a little bit, but this is only the 3rd time Brooklyn has been favored all year, and they did win the other 2. It is only a 1.5 here, but Brooklyn might be able to get 1 out of this, right? I said it before, when these bad teams meet right now in the NBA, if you can't win them at home, when are you going to win them? And no one here is going winless the rest of the season. So maybe it is time for Brooklyn to pick up a win here. If you guys want to comment, you can. Brooklyn's 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 against Washington at home. So there's that. Washington has covered 5 of the last 7, though, overall against the Nets. They did win a meeting just last month. Washington did 119-99 as a 2.5-point favorite at home. They also played back in November, but Brooklyn won that game at Washington 129-106. Now they turn around here, play the first matchup in Brooklyn this season. Brooklyn's gone over in 4 of the last 6 meetings with the Wizards. Washington's gone over in 4 of their last 5. I'll go to the chat, see what you guys have here in this one with Washington and Brooklyn. Not much from the crew, it looks like here, but Cal Dog says take those Wizards on the road. And Greg Gibson says Brooklyn already smacked them around in Washington, Ramon. So I'm going to take the Nets here. Come on, if they can't win this game. Look, I said those. You heard what I said about those offensive ratings of these 2 teams. I don't talk about those too often, but these 2 teams are near the bottom. Are they really going to score very many points here at 219? Really, that looks pretty high here for these 2. But I'll go ahead and take the side here in this one, since not many people are, even though Cal Dog's on the Wizards here. In fact, the total is gone up here at a square book off short of 220. So, okay, maybe it is going to be, but I don't think so. It might be hard to get up to into the hundreds, very, very far into the hundreds for these 2 teams. Give me the Nets here, minus 4.5. We've got to cover 4.5. Maybe the under is a better play, but okay. And the Gibson ratings are in here, and right now he's got Brooklyn to rock here by 8 in this one. That's pretty strong for the Gibson ratings right there. That'd be a pretty much a top play. All right, next up, we've got the Rockets taking on the Thunder here on Saturday. NBA action with the OKC coming in here. Current line right now, it looks like Oklahoma City by 3 or so, and the total here maybe 212.5. Maybe it has gone down here, right? To 3. Yeah, man, this one's been on the move. I typed these lines in a little earlier, but I'm seeing some 2.5s even here right now. I've got to call it officially 3. In fact, I do see a book still at 3.5. So I'm going to call it 3, though. That's what the sharp books are at, and maybe 213 or so here in this one. The Rockets are coming in here building on a 3-game winning streak when they visit the first place Thunder, of course. Houston 31-19. Fourth place in the Western Conference currently. Oklahoma City 40-12, of course, atop the conference standings. We do know SGA out here with that abdominal injury. He's not even going to be reevaluated, I think, until after the All-Star game. He's out of the All-Star game here, and that that affects the backcourt big time here. Of course it does, but while Jalen Williams and A.J. Mitchell remain out for the Thunder as well coming into this game. So Chet is probable here, but guard Jalen Williams, he is out here currently. A.J. Mitchell out with also an abdominal strain right now. So look, we're going to get to see Jared McCain now. Caruso also ready to go here, I think, for this one. Lou Dort's probable as well, and Hartenstein probable. So a couple guys have been out, and they're going to be back in, though, at least here for the Thunder. Of course, KD leads the Rockets with 26 points per game. Şengün, 21 points, 9.5 rebounds a game. So Houston actually looking to kind of extend their road dominance against this Thunder team facing some key absences. I think that's a fair way to shape this one. But the Rockets have lost 2 in a row here right now to Boston and to Charlotte. Like we said, maybe Houston's the worst team than Charlotte. They've failed to cover right now in 4 straight. They were on a bit of a winning streak and weren't covering there, but over Dallas and Indiana. For OKC, though, here, meanwhile, they're in off of the loss to San Antonio. It does feel like with San Antonio, the way they've been dominating the Thunder, the Thunder are number 1, but you got to think that is a key hurdle they're going to have to overcome, actually, to get past the Spurs here. And give some other teams in the West credit right now, but just interesting that they do seem to be a bit of a thorn in the side of the Oklahoma City Thunder, talking about San Antonio, of course. Houston just 1-6 against the spread in their last 7 coming in, but they've won 8 of 12 overall, and they are 4-2 ATS against OKC in the last 6 meetings. Oklahoma City just 2-5 against the spread in their last 7 overall, despite the fact they've won 10 of their last 15 games. 6 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams have gone over. For Houston here, they're only an underdog for the 4th time this season. They are 3-1 against the spread in those games. We know we've kind of, bagged on Houston a little bit, and maybe they've been tailing off some, but you know what? Getting some points here against a Thunder team that might have some pieces missing. Let's see what you say here in the chat. Oklahoma City's gone over in 7 of their last 10, but Houston's gone under in 7 of their last 8 games coming into this one. I'll see what the chat has to say, and maybe then I'll make a pick. For me, it's Cal Dog on the Rockets here. Greg says a lot of players on the Thunder are injured here. And also Greg says a quick revenge here as the Thunder beat them in Houston. Yeah, it was last month, no doubt about it, back on January 15th, 111-91. The Thunder got that one. They did cover in that one. But before that game, like I said, the series definitely points to Houston a little bit as far as getting the number anyway. Greg says they need this one for sure. All right. And for me in this one, I'm going to take the Rockets here to cover against the Thunder here on Saturday night. I'm going to take those 4 points with Houston. All right, Mavericks taking on the Spurs here on Saturday night. This one at we're into the evening games here now, somewhat. 6:10 Eastern, 3:10 Pacific, 5:10 local time here for San Antonio and Dallas. Spurs enter this game 21 and uh, 7 this season at home, or let's see here, not 21 and 7 at home straight up, but against the spread, 13 and 10 at home there this season ATS, while the Mavericks come in here with a current record of 19 and 32. They're on a bit of a losing streak right now for sure. Coming into this one, of course, these teams met back on December the 5th, just a few nights ago, and it was 135 to 123 as Wembanyama recorded 29 points and 11 rebounds, despite Cooper Flag posting his fourth consecutive 30-point performance. A Mavericks loss here would give the Spurs the season series automatically here with a win. Well, Dallas will be without P.J. Washington due to a concussion. Derek Lively remains sidelined as well. These guys have been having some issues here staying healthy overall this season, but Washington actually comes in probable here. I show Washington probable in this game. Also, Tyus Jones probable, A.J. Johnson probable, Bagley probable. These are the players that were acquired here. So Middleton, though, is doubtful coming into this one for the Spurs. De'Aaron Fox is questionable here with a back injury. Sohan questionable as well. And Luke Cornett questionable with an ankle turn. Waters is out. And Olynyk is probable here in this one. Dallas comes in here, of course, on a long losing streak right now. It's kind of tough because Flag is just playing out of this world, but got to get some other support in there. Dallas has lost 6 straight overall. They have defeated Dallas. They have defeated San Antonio in 14 of the last 18 meetings. Obviously, the roster has been shaken up here a little bit, but feels like the vibes are good right now in Dallas anyway. Dallas just 2-4 against the spread in their last 6 games. In those losses, they did get a couple of covers in there against Charlotte and Houston. San Antonio's 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games. 3-game winning streak here with wins over Orlando, OKC, and Dallas. They've won 4 of their last 5 overall, losing to Charlotte. 12 of the last 16 meetings between these teams have gone over here, but kind of like the fact that the Dallas still fares well against San Antonio, still getting all these points, and Dallas is able to get the money a few times and getting double digits anyway. Dallas here can match up, I think, with them, despite the fact they haven't beaten them since March of last season. 15 of the last 18 games for San Antonio have gone under here. Let's go to the chat and see what you have here with the Mavs taking on the Spurs. Dallas is just 8-13 against the spread on the road. These two teams, I mean, they feel more of like an under game. You got Dallas 8-13 to the under on the road. San Antonio 13-22 to the under as a favorite. Let's see what the chat has to say with me here in this one. All right, Andre is going to come in here with got the Mavericks here to cover, actually. Likes Flag and Marshall to continue to play well. Greg says that just played a week ago in that 135-123 game. San Antonio continued to rock them there a little bit. Cal Dog likes the over here. And let's see here. The Gibson ratings looks to favor Dallas, it looks like, in this one. Andre will take the over. It says Dallas will compete here in the game against San Antonio. I'm going to take the under here in this one. San Antonio has been such a dead solid under. I'm going to have to take the under in this one against Dallas. Flag's putting up the numbers, but no one else seems to be. So I'm going to go with the under in this one. All right, the Utah Jazz are on the road taking on the Orlando Magic. NBA action here for Saturday night. 7:10 Eastern, 4:10 Pacific time here. Utah comes in 16 and 36 here right now in this one, taking on this Magic team, favored by 9 here. Orlando comes in 26 and 24 right now. Jazz are 6 and 19 on the road heading into this matchup. Meanwhile, the Magic still a pretty good record straight up on their home court this season at 15 and 8. And over the last 10 games, the Magic are just 4 and 6, averaging 110 points per game. Jazz are just 2 and 8 in their last 10, averaging 113 points. So the Magic won their previous meeting in overtime back on December 20th. It was 128 to 127. Orlando was a 7.5 point favorite. Got the win on the road, but not the cover. Franz Wagner, day to day here right now with an ankle injury coming into this one for Utah here. Vince Williams, questionable. He's a recent acquiree. Kevin Love, questionable. Keontae George, questionable as well. Konkar is probable here for Utah. And Jaren Jackson Jr., also probable in this one. See what you guys have in this game between Utah and Orlando down here in Florida on Saturday night. Utah comes in having lost 7 of their last 8 overall. They did beat Indiana 2 games ago, 131 to 122. They've actually covered 3 straight. Utah's 10 and 4 against the spread in their last 14 against Orlando, and 14 and 5 straight up against the Magic. Magic are just 6 and 12 ATS in their last 18 overall. They've dropped 6 of their last 9, despite the fact they're coming off of a win, 118 to 98 over Brooklyn last time out. Orlando's still 15 and 8 against the spread at home, 21 and 14 against the spread as a favorite, straight up, I should say. Against the spread, Orlando 14 and 21 as a favorite, actually not great. But they are 14 and 6 straight up in their last 20 at home. That's what I intended to say. For Orlando, they've gone under in 6 of their last 9 meetings with the Utah Jazz. Jazz have gone under in 4 of their last 6 games, but they are 27 and 19 to the over as an underdog here. Let's see what you have in this one. I have a feeling this is a bad spot for Utah here. We've tried, they've been covering these numbers here, but this is a 4th straight road game. They've covered in all 3 of them so far. Let's see what you have. Orlando just covered 9 in that game to Brooklyn. See what's going on in the chat here in this one. Andrew says Magic on the money line. Bancaro 20 plus. Bain to hit a couple of threes. And the Gibson ratings here has it maybe just a lean there to the Jazz and the over. I'm going to take the Magic to win here in this one. I'm taking the Magic minus the 9.
Major line move.
All right, next up. Charlotte Hornets on the road taking on the Atlanta Hawks here. Good one here, the way Charlotte's playing right now, but they still, let me see, they are listed here as the favorite. I think it's actually gone up to 2 at some spots right now, maybe even at more than half of the popular books here. Hornets favored on the road, total 231.5 or so coming into this one. Man, the Hornets are hot right now. This is incredible what we're seeing out of this club here currently. Charlotte comes in here on an 8-game winning streak. The Hornets averaging 112.7 points per game over their last 10 games, holding opponents to just 100.4 points over that span. The Hawks have won 6 of their last 10, averaging 115.7 points a game and allowing 115.8 points per game. Charlotte won the last matchup between these two teams, 133 to 126 to end a bit of a losing streak to Atlanta. That was back in mid-December. Uh, uh, for Atlanta here, take a look at the injury report in this one, this closely rated game here. Gabe Vincent, questionable here for Atlanta. Buddy Hield, questionable. And Okonkwo is questionable as well. Kuminga is out here, new acquisition as well, but maybe those other guys can make it to the lineup. Salon is questionable for the Hornets. Simpson, he got waived. Let's see who else. Branham, he's currently out, and Kobe White is still out here for Charlotte. They're trying to get things going here. White has a calf injury. Salon's under the weather. Simpson has a hip injury right now. So see what happens. Vincent could make his could make his debut, I think, here in this one. We'll see. Don't have it quite down pat with the information officially, but Charlotte here has gone 9-3 against the spread in their last 12 matchups against Atlanta, despite the fact they haven't been able to win very many of the games. They've gotten the cover in several of them. Charlotte's 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 games overall. Atlanta's won 6 of their last 8. And Atlanta, like I said, they were on a 4-game winning streak over the Hornets before that last one. For Atlanta here, they've gone under in 4 of their last 5 games at home. Charlotte's gone under in 5 of their last 6 games overall. So, look, Charlotte's playing well, but Atlanta here at home, they might have the do factor, I'm afraid. Atlanta is 18-11 against the spread as an underdog, although Charlotte 17-11 against the spread on the road. Well, they fared pretty well here, but man, great winning streak, huh? Atlanta's won 2 in a row here as well over Miami and Utah, although they didn't cover against Utah there in the game last 2 nights ago, 121 to 119. Let's go to the chat here in this one and see what you have between the Hornets and Atlanta here on Saturday night. All right, Andre says he's got the Hornets here in this one. And Gibson ratings here calling for Atlanta to win this game. Andre likes Miller to keep. Man, Miller's been awesome. Ball to dish those assists, and Kneppel, 15-plus points. He likes that group. And Greg says Atlanta will cool them down. I agree with Greg in this one. Give me the Hawks on Saturday night over the Hornets. All right, next up, here's the Denver Nuggets on the road. Now all of a sudden back to Denver being favored in some of these games again here with Jokic back in the lineup, and maybe with Chicago shaking things up here a little bit. Look, Denver's lost 3 in a row too. So has Chicago coming into this one. For Denver, 3 straight losses here to Oklahoma City, Detroit, and the Knicks. So you got to take it for what it's worth. They're still the Denver Nuggets, but did lose all 3 of those games. They did cover on the road as an underdog to Detroit the other night. For Denver, they are 18-10 against the spread on the road. They're 33-19 here currently, 3rd in the Western Conference. Bulls, meanwhile, 24-28. They're in 11th place, so got to get it going here if you're the Bulls. And taking a look here at the injury report, Jokic is questionable here, but you got to think he's playing with this line what it is right now. It feels like he's had an ankle sprain. Also, let's see here. Cameron Johnson, questionable. Spencer Jones is out of this one. Peyton Watson is out as well. Gordon remains out here. Christian Brown is probable for the Bulls. Josh Giddey is out. That's a factor. He's going to miss his sixth consecutive game with a hamstring strain. Uh, Jalen Smith, questionable. Trey Jones is out. And let's see here. Nick Richards, he's probable here. Uh, New acquisition, and Colin Sexton also expected to play here. Some of the new Bulls right now. Bulls are 4-6 in their last 10, averaging 115.1 points per game while allowing 120 point per game in that span. Denver also just 4-6 in their last 10, scoring 109.8 points and allowing 112.2 in that span. Chicago's 18-11 against the spread as an underdog still this season, but Denver's 18-10 against the spread on the road. Man, Denver 23-9 to the over as a favorite. Yeah, Chicago 10-16 to the under at home, but Nuggets are 18-10 to the over on the road. They've gone over in five straight meetings between these two teams have gone over, including the first meeting between the two this season back in November. It was 130-127. The Bulls got the win at Denver as a 12.5 point dog. Chicago, they're just 1-6 straight up and against the spread. Their last 7 overall. They have won 5 of their last 7 at home. But take the over in this one with Chicago and Denver here at 2:31 on Saturday night. Give me the over here. And in the chat, Andre's on Denver. Thanks to these guys for being my co-pilots here tonight. Andrew says Nuggets are getting healthy. He's got Jokic to get a double-double. Gibson ratings here. I think that's going to favor. Oh man, I'm going to say that favors the under the most in the Gibson ratings. Greg says Denver's due for a decent win here. Andrew says that's a lot of injuries. I got Hardaway for some threes. Oh, Greg says Chicago's got no chance. Ugh. All right, I don't know. I kind of thought the points might be worth a look here in this spot. Okay, I'll just take the over here in this one. Okay, the Warriors are at the Lakers here on Saturday night. Lakers favored by 3. And the total in this one looks like 222.5 here for the most part, with the Lakers getting ready to take on the Golden State Warriors at 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific time here on the ABC big game of the night. And there's injury concerns, obviously, in this one. Kind of the highlights here right now with Curry out of this one and Doncic out for the Lakers. So so much for your national TV game here anyway. Good thing the Lakers got Austin Reeves. This guy's on fire here right now. You're going to have to make it up here. Doncic has been downgraded to out with a left hamstring strain. And also for the Warriors here, Porzingis is still going to be out after getting acquired by the Warriors. Cryer is out as well. Pajemski, he's probable in this one for the Warriors here. Luke Kennard, he might be able to make his Lakers debut. They need that firepower in there. Looks like he's questionable right now, but maybe he'll make this game. And Jackson Hayes is going to be in there after serving a 1-game suspension for knocking out G Wiz. Lakers won 6 of their last 10, averaging 116 points a game, shooting nearly 51% from the field. The Warriors have split their last 10, averaging 116.5 points per game, but shooting just under 47%. Lakers are 5th in the West. Warriors are 8th currently, so This one still looms important. Lakers off of a couple of wins here over Brooklyn and Philly. They got the money there, beating Philly the other night, 119 to 115. Well, Warriors come off that impressive win on the road, 101-97 with that wild comeback there the other night against the Suns. Golden State comes in here having gone under in 4 of their last 6 games overall. 6 straight meetings between these two teams have gone over here when playing at LA. Lakers are 5-2 straight up and against the spread in their last 7 games overall. They're coming here with a record of 19-11 against the spread as a favorite. Warriors just 11-15 against the spread on the road. Lakers have gone under in 7 of their last 10, and 7 straight meetings between the two have gone over overall. So it goes over when they play in LA. It just goes over overall. But man, is it going to go over here with these top players out? Let's see what you have in the chat. I'm kind of hesitant to think that it's automatically going to be an over, even though these teams are just massive overs in this series. Here we go. And Andrew says the Lakers and Reeves get 25. Gibson ratings here leans to the Lakers, it looks like right now, and the under. Andre is on the over here. No, Andrew's on the over here. And Greg says, no, Luka, no problem. Lakers can get it done in this one. All right. I'm gonna go with the under in this game. Look, I just read a bunch of trends that says this is an over city here. These two teams combined 58 and 44 to the over. Lakers are 15-6 to the over at home. But the Warriors are 5-9 to the under as an underdog here. I'm going to take the under here with these scoring stars out, Luka and Curry. I'll take the under here in this one. All right, the Sixers continuing their road trip here, and they're winning ways right now. Yes, they did lose last time out, but that just ended a great winning streak. Lakers beat them, of course, 119 to 115, as we just said. But still, Philadelphia's been on a pretty good run here. They come in with a record of 29-22, despite that Laker loss there. They're in 6th in the East, so looking pretty okay. Phoenix, man, for all this work, 31-21. They got to keep working, though. That's only good for 7th place in the West currently. And more injury concerns here for the Phoenix Suns as Devin Booker tries to return here, it looks like. He's questionable now, was missed with that ankle sprain, but looks like he's getting close here. He might actually make this game tomorrow here. Jalen Green, questionable with the hip and hamstring issues coming into this one. Livers is out of this game with a shoulder injury. The Suns won the first matchup between these two teams back on the 20th or the last matchup anyway. Actually, no, it was the only matchup so far this season. Back on the 20th, 116 to 110. Phoenix got the win as a 2.5-point favorite on the road in that one. Phoenix here, good defensive team, man. They're ranked 3rd in the conference, limiting opponents to 111.5 points and allowing just 46.8% shooting. That's where they've hung their hat right now. Phoenix is 8-17 to the under at home. So, look, Philly's been on a great run here, but this is going to be a tough matchup for them. They've lost 11 of the last 13 meetings with Phoenix and gone just 3-9-1 against the spread the last in those 13 meetings. They still have won 5 of 6. They've covered 4 of those games. Phoenix has gone under in 12 of their last 18 overall, including 7 of their last 9 at home. The series does tend to go over here, but they meet just twice a year, over in 13 of the last 20 matchups between the two teams. I'm going to go under in this one with Phoenix and LA here. Let's go to the chat and see what you have. Uh, I might like Phoenix's chances, but I'm going to go with the under. Let's see how the chat has it here. It's just Greg and Andrew and I here tonight on Night Moves. So I appreciate you guys very much. All right. Let's see. Greg says tricky game, but he's going to have his ratings with a 4-point win there for the Phoenix Suns tonight. I don't know if I disagree with that. I got to think that there might be one here. Phoenix coming in off of a loss here. Look, Philly's been hot, and I don't think it's a fluke. I think Philadelphia is going to continue to look pretty good here for the rest of the season. But there's a long road trip here. Can't win them all. They're still trying to find their way, if you know what I mean. It's been a uh, good run though here to get things back going for the Philadelphia 76ers. Andrew here likes Maxi for 20 plus, and he's going to take Edgecombe for 12 plus. I was laughing at listening to Vegas Al talk about how people thought BJ was going to be able to hang with Cooper Flag this year. Hey, Edgecombe's done a nice job, but we know what's going on with the rookies this year. All right. Hey, give me the under in this one with Philadelphia and Phoenix. All right, we're making good time here and a great card on Saturday night. We've got the Grizz on the road here, taking on the Portland Trailblazers. I got you here, taking on the Portland Trailblazers at 10 p.m. Eastern and 7 Pacific here on Saturday night. For Memphis, they come in here with a record of 20 and 30 right now in this one. They did lose last time out. They won 2 straight before that, but lost to Portland 135 to 115. Minnesota and Sac were the wins before that for Portland here. They come in off of a win. Finally, they beat Memphis 135 to 115 there last night. Hey, we had the Portland Trailblazers last night. Okay. It wasn't my night moves play. I had a bet on Portland there last night. So let's take a look and see who's in and out in this one for Memphis, taking on Portland here. Denny Avila, he's still questionable here with a back injury. Maybe, he's getting close to coming back. Shaden Sharp is questionable also here for Portland. For Memphis, meanwhile, Ty Jerome is questionable. Kyle Anderson's questionable. Aldama questionable as well. And KCP is probable here in this one. We know, of course, Ja's still out here right now. I guess it's still worth mentioning. He'll be reevaluated in about 3 weeks right now. So hopefully they can get Jerome in there. He did score 28 points. Memphis beat Sacramento a couple of nights ago, but comes into this game questionable right now. Portland had been in a bit of a slump for sure before they won that game over the Grizzlies. They had lost 6 straight, but picked up the win. And it was good to see Scoot Henderson back there in the game, returning from that torn hamstring. So we'll see. But without Avila, he's missed 7 of the last 11 games right now. Minnesota beat Portland at home back in December, 119 to 96 before the game the other night with a blowout there last night. So we're on the back-to-back with these two, and let's see here. What was the spread last night? 7.5, 233 or so, and now we're looking at 8.5, 237. Okay. Let's see how you guys have it here. Coming right back. Will it be a quick turnaround here, you think, with Memphis being able to pick this one up? Let's go to the chat first on this one. All right. And Gibson ratings here have it. I'm going to say it's really on the spread there. Okay. On Andrew's got his plays here, including Avija if he's in there, and Sharp. I mean, these guys are questionable. That's a lot of production that's going to be missing if these guys aren't in the game. Holiday 5 assists, Klingon 10 rebounds. Gibson ratings here, Portland by 8. And we'll see what happens here. Oh gosh. Oh boy. Yeah, I'd say the timetable is when's the first game next year? And I want to say hello to Josh David Brown tonight joining us. I think there was a game right now getting ready to go here in just a few moments. Joining us live. Hey, why not? I might make a pick right here in this one right now. You got coming up live my special preview here for Josh David Brown. We got the Adelaide 36ers taking on Melbourne United tonight. A little NBL, little NBL action here. I gotta like Melbourne United to beat Adelaide 36ers here. Lay the 2.5 points with Melbourne United. How's that, Joshua David Brown? Andre says go over in this one. Blazers love to play fast. Uh-oh. Well, I'm going under. Oh, man, I've got some unders here on this card, don't I? That's my 4th under of the show. Oh, well, that's par for the course. Greg knows that. I'm going to take another under here with Memphis and Portland. All right, yeah, that one's about to go here in a couple of minutes. I might have to put it on right now. All right, we got one more here in the NBA on Saturday night. We're going to get to 6 college games, the biggest games in college basketball for the show here on Saturday from the biggest conferences. Cavalier, no problem with the graphic there. Cavaliers and Kings will wrap it up here tonight with the Cavs on the road. Big favorite here. Look, the Kings have had their struggles, and the Cavs are a pretty good team. But man, this is kind of outrageous. But well, nonetheless, Sacramento's on a massive losing streak right now, so can't give them much respect here, especially from odds makers right now. Sacramento, how many have they lost in a row now? I think I've lost track of the way it's going. They're really struggling here. I think they've lost 10 straight right now. Recent losses here to Washington, Memphis, and the Clippers. I think it's 11 in a row, actually. Sacramento has covered 3 of their last 11, 3-8 against the spread, their last 11 overall. Cleveland comes in 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 games at 31-21 overall, following really a dominating victory over the Clippers, 124-91. Mitchell 29-9 in that one. So Cleveland did win the first one, 123-118 back on January 23rd. They were a 13-point favorite in that one, did not get the money. So Sacramento had a tough time on that East Coast swing, but they've come back here and lost to Memphis and the Clippers here. And Sabonis, let's check the injury report, but does feel like some suspects are going to be out here for the Kings right now with Sabonis here after last night. Let's see, it was 114-111. You know, the Kings actually got the money. I think I was talking about it earlier. I lost my premium in that game, but
major line
Sabonis questionable here, DeAndre Hunter questionable, and for the Cavs, James Harden he's not going to make this lineup here yet for in this game for Cleveland here. Evan Mobley's still out as well. Dean Wade is questionable here. So see what you got with this one with the Cavs. taking on the Kings here on Saturday night. Cleveland's actually been looking pretty good here, having won 7 of their last 8. They've covered 7 of their last 10 overall, but this has always been kind of a dead spot for them. They're actually 1-7 against the spread in their last 8 games against Sacramento. Sacramento's gone over in 7 of their last 10. 4 of the last 5 between these two have gone over. So, hey, the Kings found a way to cover yesterday, but they are on the back-to-back here. So maybe Cleveland, but this is a big number. Let's see what you got in the chat. Got to lay 12 here now. Oh, where's the spread? Got to lay 12 here. I mean, no matter how you look at it, and given the personnel situations here, right? Okay, here we go. In the chat. Okay, Andrew is going to fade me here. He's taking Melbourne. He's taking Melbourne, and I like. We're on Melbourne. Yeah, we're on Melbourne. Sorry about that. I'm thinking of this game right here. All right, under is a spot because everyone's going to take the over because of the last game. Greg Gibson ratings here, maybe favoring the under. It looks like right now. All right. I'm taking the Sacramento Kings. Not quite trusting the Cleveland Cavaliers. We've talked about it plenty of times. Although I will say this, on the road, most of their problems covering numbers have been, as a home favorite. On the road, they're actually they're 12-12 ATS on the road. At home, of course, they're 9-19. So they do play a little bit stronger, but still 15-28 against the spread on the road. I mean, when you're going 60%, not great, but we already know Sacramento's been garbage as well. 11-16 against the spread at home, 18-29 against the spread as an underdog. But I'm going to say just a little bit too many points. Like I said, the game at Cleveland was just a couple of weeks ago, same spread, and the Kings got the money in Cleveland. So I'm going to say that they'll get the money here at home as well. All right, and that's a look at the NBA for Saturday night. Thanks a lot, you guys. Great job with the NBA. Really, Andre, Andrew, and Greg. Great job, guys. That's all we got tonight. Got a few dozen of you in here right now on Night Moves, and maybe it's because there's no hockey. We just don't have the big crowd, but maybe we can make some hockey picks from the ladies here in over in Italy here tonight. They will be getting underway in about 2 hours here with Japan taking on Germany here in this one. This is a real good game, an important game between these two teams for Japan and Germany here. They are evenly matched. The game is practically a pick'em here between these two. The total here is 4.5 under 30. I mean, this game reeks of 2-1 or 3-1. Japan is 1-0. They defeated France 3-2. Germany lost to Sweden 4-1. But Germany's always given Japan trouble in recent years. They beat Germany just 1-0 at last year's World Championships. But Japan's got a great goalie in Masuhara. She played all 5 games at the Worlds, and she'll probably be in there, I would think, in this one. Of course, Germany has a great goaltender in Abstreiter as well, and she's been very strong. You got 2 teams that rely on defense. It's kind of like the precision of Germany and kind of the discipline of Japan here. This feels like it's going to be a low-scoring game and a 2-1, 3-1 game. It feels like to me Germany needs this one here, and I think they'll get the win. I think Germany wins this one probably 2-1 tonight, and that one starts in 2 hours. I'll take Germany 2-1 to beat Japan at the Olympic Games. Also, still to come this morning, Italy and Sweden. Sweden's a pretty big favorite there over Italy, although Italy did a great job in hanging there in their last game. Sweden pretty strong. Then uh, Finland and the United States later on, and Canada and Switzerland, a couple of blockbusters there tonight at the Olympic Games. That's the hockey coverage right there. Some other great events tonight as well at the Olympics, as I mentioned. Men's downhill. Look for Marco Odermatt of Switzerland there in that one. I like Odermatt to win the men's downhill. There's a cross country skiing event with an American that watch for Jesse Diggins. I think they've been pumping her up pretty good in the women's. I think they call it the skiathlon now there. So watch for Jessie Diggins of the United States. I like her to win the women's skiathlon there. There's also a women's 3,000 meter speed skating. And I'm going to look to Rang Wickland of Norway in that. Also ski jumping, women's normal hill individual, Agnika Prebic of Slovenia. And the men's big air snowboard final with Su Yiming of China, my pick. All right, let's go to some college basketball right now and get to the biggest games of the day. I've got 6 or 7 games lined up here on the college scene. Just the biggest games here tonight. I know it's a great card there. There's some really great matchups in some small schools, but let's go over the big action here, shall we? Let's start off with the top of the card here with Wisconsin taking on the Hoosiers in Bloomington. Big Ten action here for Saturday. Wisconsin's a team coming in here with a couple of wins here of late, back-to-back wins over Minnesota and Ohio State at home. Wisconsin comes in here 16-6 overall, 8-3 in Big Ten play. They're averaging 83.2 points per game. That they don't look like your dad's Wisconsin anymore. Indiana comes in here 15-8 currently, 6-6 in Big Ten play. Of course, you got Boyd and Blackwell for the Badgers. These guys can fill it up for sure. Wisconsin's actually won 3 straight on the road here right now. 3-1 on the true road overall, 3-3 away from home against the spread, but just 1-3 against the spread as an underdog. Indiana 9-6 against the spread as a favorite. Of course, for Indiana, Lamar Wilkinson averaging 20 points a game and 23 points in Big Ten play. Hoosiers among the best in the country with 17.5 assists per game, and big time home court advantage. I think here, of course, with IU. Let's see if you guys have a pick here in this one with Wisconsin and Indiana. Wisconsin's 13-9 to the over this season. Indiana's 9-6 to the over as a favorite here. These two teams have not yet met this season, although last year's game was at Wisconsin, and Wisconsin won 76-74 as an 8.5-point favorite. All right, I'll go to the chat here in this one and see what you have with Wisconsin hosting Indiana hosting Wisconsin here. And it's going to be Andrew says take Wisconsin plus the points. And the Gibson ratings here like Indiana. All right, I agree. I'm going to take IU here to win this one and cover. I'm taking Indiana at home against Wisconsin here in this one to start the day. Wisconsin's won 12 of the last 15 meetings between these two teams. Uh, but I'm going to take IU here. They've won 14 of their 16 at home. Let me see, 11-2 this season at home. Indiana's covered 4 of their last 5. They've covered only 9 of the last 13 against Wisconsin, but I do like them here. Wisconsin still won 7 of their last 8. They are playing pretty well here right now. IU was hot. They were covering. They lost last time out at USC, 81-75, as they lost the 2 games out in LA. They did cover against UCLA when they pushed that game to double overtime, remember, 98-97. So I'm going to take IU to bounce back here. I might see some points here in this one. Wisconsin's gone over in 5 of their last 7. 3-1 to the over as an underdog for Wisconsin this year. All right, next up, let's go to the SEC for a good one between Auburn and Alabama. College action here for Saturday. Going to the big one between these two. And you've got Auburn favored by 2.5 here. Total 174. This one's at 4 Eastern and 1 Pacific time here at Auburn on Saturday. For Alabama, they come in here right now with a 15-7 record. They've been alternating wins and losses here of late, but they come in off of a win against Texas A&M. For Auburn, meanwhile, they did lose last time out to Tennessee, 77-69. That ended a winning streak here, but Auburn still 8-6 against the spread at home. Alabama just 2-4 against the spread. As an underdog, Alabama brings in the nation's 4th-ranked scoring offense here into this one. Auburn, they rank 274th in points allowed per game. Alabama, of course, did win against Texas A&M 100-97 last time out. We had A&M plus 8.5 in that game. Alabama did get the win, but A&M got the money in that one. Holloway had 20 points for Alabama. Auburn, meanwhile, in that loss to Tennessee last time out, got 21 points from Keyshawn Hall. Both teams come in here 5-4 in conference play, so good contest here for Alabama. You still got the man, LeBaron Filan, 21 points per game, shooting over 51%. But Hall has to be stopped. Alabama's offense might be able to take advantage of some of the defensive difficulties, but man, 174 points every time I see that, it makes me cringe. Still, the meeting last year between the two teams, the one here at least in Auburn, was 94-85, and then when they met again at Auburn, it was 93-91. So both games went over this number last year. See what you got here in this one. We'll go to the chat with Alabama taking on Auburn here on Saturday. I'm sure it'll be a high score, but gosh, every time these numbers get high, I want to go under. And hey, you know what? It doesn't always go over anyway. All right, let's see what you have here in the chat, if anything. Here we go. Hey, want to say hello to Fred Thomas in the chat. Hey, Fred, you know what game is coming up here in just a moment. Stay tuned. You know we're covering that one. We're never not covering that one. The Gibson ratings here say Auburn, but it's right on the money there, maybe even a little bit of under for the Gibson ratings. There it shows it right there, Auburn. Craig says Alabama's better at home. Hello to Richie Rich in the chat as well. All right, gang, really appreciate it. I guess I got to make my call here in this one between Alabama and Auburn. I talk about those totals. They still trend over these teams. Alabama 5-2 to the over on the road. Auburn 9-5 to the over at home. Man, it makes me want to still go under, but it's kind of hard to buck those trends with these teams, man. These guys are putting up the points. Alabama's still gone under in 4 of their last 5 games, and so has Auburn, although 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two teams have gone over. Alabama's won 4 of the last 6 meetings between the two, although Alabama just 1-4 against the spread in their last 5. Auburn's won 4 of their last 5 as well, coming in before losing to Tennessee. They had beaten South Carolina, Ole Miss, Florida, and Texas. All right. Man, I'm tempted to go under here in this one still, because it feels like such a grudge match between the two. Give me the under. I'm going to do it. I'm going to take the under. I'm going to be contrarian here and stay under. I might even look for this one. I just thought it would come a little bit higher, and I would be even more excited. But I'm going to go under here. I kind of like what you're saying about Auburn. I think this might be the Auburn choice here. Andrew's on Auburn there as well. All right, good one there. All right, by special request for Mr. Fred Thomas, 2 schools separated by 8 miles and 2 shades of blue. The Blue Devils take on the Tar Heels here on Saturday at Chapel Hill. Duke favored by 5. Total 151.5. And even more. Always a great matchup, of course, when these two meet. Doesn't even matter if they're having mediocre seasons. Always love this matchup. This one is at 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific time. The 4th-ranked Blue Devils here come in to face 14th-ranked North Carolina in this one Saturday night. Kind of contrasting momentum here, it feels like right now, and those recent results might shake out and prove that. Duke extended its winning streak to 10 games and remained unbeaten in ACC play at 10-0 with a 67-49 win over Boston College on Tuesday night. Man, I was on the under in that game. Cameron Boozer, 19 of the Duke's 67 points, 12 rebounds as well. Carolina had a nice win, 87-77 over Syracuse on Monday night. They built a double-digit first-half lead and won their 4th straight game overall. So not saying necessarily contrasting momentum heads up anyway, but series-wise, it's been Duke in the last 3 meetings, although Carolina got the money when they met in Raleigh last year, 74-71. Or no, that was in the conference tournament, actually. I think Duke got the money in both regular season contests, including here in Chapel Hill. 82-69 was the score last year here. For Carolina in that win on Monday night, that improved them to 6-3 in ACC play. They've actually done a pretty nice job getting things together. Duke's won 32 of their last 33 conference games coming in. And as I said, Duke won all 3 last year. The ACC tournament game was 74-71. Boozer comes in, averaging over 23 points a game and 10 rebounds. For Carolina, Caleb Wilson's the man. 20 points, nearly 10 rebounds a game. And Henri Vassar, don't forget, 16.8 points per game. What do you think here when Duke takes on North Carolina? Duke comes in 6-1 against the spread away from home, 10-7 against the spread as a favorite. Carolina is 9-5 against the spread at home. Duke just 5-12 to the under as a favorite, 2-5 to the under on the road, 7-15 to the under overall. But Carolina's been on an overrun here of late. Let's see how you guys have this one tonight with Duke and Carolina. I hope Fred's got a play for us. Let's go to the chat here. All right. Let's see who's on it. Gibson ratings here. He likes. I think he's favoring Carolina though, actually, and maybe the the over there. Maybe the over there. Yep, there it is. All right. Also, let's see here. Andre says North Carolina and the points opened at 7. Wow! And now look at it. Did it really open 7? Amazing.
Urgent message.
Down to 5 here. I want to peek at the spread right now. Yeah, there's some 5.5s at some of the sharp books. There's Stacks McKelvey in the chat. Talked about your great run right now. Thank you, Stacks. He's got Carolina in this one. All right. Well, if Justin's going to the side, I'm going to go to the total. And I'm going to, hey, there's Fred. Oh, first, let me show Andrew going under, but I'm with Fred. He said he's got a tip lean to the over. I'm giving a tip right now. Take the over. I like the over in this one. Wants to take Carolina plus some more points than this. He says the Sharps are all over Duke. I'm not tailing with caution. I'm on the over here in this one with Fred. Fred came in here looking for a pick. He gave us the pick. And I'm going to agree with Fred here. I'm going to go over in this one with Carolina and Duke here tonight. Give me the over, please. You look at Carolina right now, the way they're going over. And what is it? Let me see here. Over in 8 straight, 9 of the last 10. 10 of the last 14 meetings between the two teams have gone over. Look, I know Duke is playing great defense, and it's mostly been against, I want to say, the lesser teams in conference play. I think with this one, it's going over. Carolina's 13-0 at home already this season. Duke's won them all, obviously, on the road here. Duke just 6-12, last 18 against the Heels overall. And Carolina here, 18-4 coming in. Duke 21-1. Give me the over. All right, let's go to the Big Ten. This one's a little bit more significant, I think, than the first Big Ten game we looked at here. So,
critical notice.
Let's take a look here. This one with Illinois. Oops, get the graphic. All right, let's take a look at this one here with Illinois taking on Michigan State. Big Ten action here for Saturday night. We got Michigan State. They might be favored by 1 here right now, but it's closely rated. That's for sure. With, make sure I get the graphic up here. There we go. All right. Illinois here taking on Michigan State, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Top 10 teams meet, of course, here at the Breslin Center. Michigan State's actually lost 2 in a row here right now. We know with these back-to-back losses here, too. Michigan and to Minnesota as well. So, a little bit of a stumble here of late for MSU. Meanwhile, Illinois continues to really look strong here of late. The game against Nebraska, the comeback performance, that's really kind of what I'm talking about here right now with these guys and this hot streak coming into this one. They ended up winning that one 78-69 as a 1.5 point dog, and the winning just continue right now for the 5th ranked Illini in here. They are 20-3, 11-1 in the Big Ten. Michigan 19-4, 9-3 in conference play. Illinois hasn't lost in nearly 2 months as part of that 12-game winning streak. They had impressive wins really at Purdue as well as the Nebraska game. Michigan State, there was a double-digit loss at home to Michigan And then it was a disappointing showing at Minnesota. Minnesota went a court storming in that one, 76-73. Michigan State was favored by 8.5 in that one. So Illinois is without Boswell, of course, right now. Let me take a look at the injuries here, actually, with this one. I mean, we know that right now, but he'll be back, and it should be back here shortly, maybe within a week or two, I think. Michigan State with Jeremy Fears, of course, he could single-handedly give you problems for the Illini. Give the Illini problems anyway. Spartans are kind of playing desperate at home. This is a tough environment to go into here, no matter how good Illinois has been right now. It does feel like you're going to see the zone playing a factor here in this one, but this has been real. This Illinois team, this is a historic offensive attack that has just been overwhelming opponents here. Really, I think they could still go on a big run. I just think this game in particular is going to be particularly tough. Illinois 7-2 against the spread on the road, 3-1 against the spread as a dog. I guess they're a dog here still. MSU just 9-9 against the spread as a favorite. They're 7-9 against the spread at home. Let's go to the chat and see what you have here in this one with Illinois and Michigan State. You know, it might reek of an under with these two teams, but I don't know if I can go under, actually. They are combined 16-30 to the under. Michigan State 5-11 to the under at home. Illinois 3-6 to the under on the road. I don't know. The total's 141, right? Maybe I'll just go to the side here. I like Michigan State to win this one at home here. Illinois, they're hot right now, no doubt. They've also won 7 straight on the road, covered 4 of their last 5 coming in. Illinois has gone under in 14 of their last 20, and Michigan's gone under in 7 of their last 10. Michigan State has covered 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams at Breslin Center here. Michigan State's doing just fine. Okay. Let's see here. We got some picks from the crew. Let's take a look. Oh, there's Fred. And do it, Fred. I'm already on it. I went under 4.5, actually. Richie Rich is going with Illinois. Justin says he wants the zone as well. I'm on it. That's my play. I'm taking Michigan State here for sure. Although Andrew likes Illinois here. Okay, let's see here. Greg talked about that big blowout game. And I don't know about Andrew. Really? I mean, I don't have that on my report, but man, that's scary. Justin here. Hey, I made a pick earlier in the hockey game. Yeah, that was last game, right? There. Okay, Justin, you got it. Do you have the link? I'll make sure you got the link here. I'll send it tonight and make sure you always have it. And we'll talk Super Bowl let's talk Super Bowl with Stacks tomorrow night. All right, I guess that's it for that one. I'm on Sparty. That'll be awesome. That'll be awesome, nephew. Let's do it. Can't wait for the Super Bowl. Okay, I got a few more here. I'm not done yet. Let's go to the SEC, Tennessee, and Kentucky here. Great, good game in the SEC. I gotta pull this one up for sure. 25th ranked Tennessee coming in here on a 4-game winning streak right now for the Vols. A good job for sure here with this run. Kentucky, though, they've won a couple in a row right now as well with back-to-back wins over Oklahoma and Arkansas here. They got the money in that. Tennessee, meanwhile, with consecutive wins here over Alabama, Georgia, Auburn, and Ole Miss. They covered 3 of those. Tennessee comes in here 16-6, 6-3 in the SEC. Kentucky 16-7, 7-3 in conference play. This is a rematch already. They played back on the 17th of January. Kentucky got the win in that one, 80-78. Denzel Aberdeen scored 22 points, including 18 in the second half, as they rallied from a 17-point first half deficit, and Tennessee hasn't lost since, stringing together 4 straight wins over the aforementioned teams, including the Kentucky's won 7 of their last 8, including that road win at Tennessee. Jacoby Gillespie leads the balls, of course, with nearly 20 points per game, and Nate Ament as averaging 19.5 points per game. For Kentucky, Otega Owa, preseason player of the year, he is averaging 17 points per game. And this, for Tennessee, the 9th consecutive series meeting where they've been ranked higher than the Kentucky Wildcats. How about that? So Vols are looking to try to get a complete 40 minutes and avoid another late game collapse in Lexington, aren't they? Let's go to the chat here right now in this one and see what you got here between the Vols and the Cats. Tennessee just 1-4 ATS their last 5 games against Kentucky, 1-4 straight up and against the spread. Kentucky's won, of course, 7 of their last 8. 7 of the last 10 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Kentucky's gone under in 6 of 9 as a favorite. Still, they've won here 12 of 14 home games in this one. I'm going to go over, actually, with these two. Give me the over. 145? Yeah, I'm going to go over. In fact, no, it's higher than that, right? What do I have on screen here? I think it's 147, actually. Yeah, it's 147. It may be 146 and a half. I'm going to go over still. Obviously, look, it's on the move for a reason. I think this one's going over here. Despite what I said about Kentucky's kind of trends there, it's Tennessee that might end up dictating the pace, I think, in this one. All right, here we go. We just talked that first game, and basically, I think it's consensus here. With I'm on Germany to win 2-1 over Japan. I don't know what these guys might have actually. I know they have the under. Obviously, Fred said under, and I had already actually bet the under in that Germany-Japan game. I think it goes 3-1. I think it goes 2-1 or maybe 3-1 Germany. Again, I think you got two very disciplined teams in Japan. Japan comes in. I think they're 8th in the IAAHF women's rankings. So good game and an important one since after the first round games. Okay, Justin here, Tennessee. Richie Rich on Tennessee. Andrews on Tennessee. And I think Greg says, tough call. Let's take Kentucky. And I'm on the over. I got a couple more. I'm not done. I got the big one in the SEC. Let's make it clear here. As cool as that last game was. How about this one? You look at the SEC and the overall rankings, right? SEC feels like a little bit no respect. I don't want to say no respect, but when you're talking about this conference here, look, feels like the number one conference. Why are the teams not in the top 25? Right? We know Florida's ranked 17th. Texas and Tennessee is ranked 25th, and you got A&M in there. Kentucky unranked, and they're in 3rd place. So where are the it's because it's tough. It's tough to win, and then you got some you end up with some conference losses, and then disrespect. That's what I'm saying. All right, Florida here 6 or 6.5. They come in here 16-6 overall. A&M 17-7. Florida 7-2 in conference play. A&M 7-2 in conference play. So yeah, this is the big one of the night in the SEC here, with Florida taking on Kentucky. And let's see how you guys rank this one in the chat here on Saturday night. All right, Tennessee, winners of 4 straight coming into this one. We talked about some of those games already. Tennessee with wins over Alabama, Georgia, Auburn, and oops, let me get the right game. I'm reading the wrong script. I'm reading the I'm reading the script from the last game. Now you thought it, and here you thought I was ad libbing the whole time. All right, here we go. All right, Texas A&M comes in here off of a loss last time out. They dropped that game to Alabama, of course. We just mentioned 100 to 97. A&M lost that game. They did get the money in that one. Florida, meanwhile, comes in here off of the win over Alabama, 100 to 97 last time out. They also beat South Carolina 95 to 48 and covered 14 points. Before that, they had lost to Auburn. A&M comes in here 6-0 against the spread as an underdog this season. So here they are getting some points at home against the Gators. Gators are still 6-1 against the spread on the road. A&M's covered 8 of their last 10 coming into this one. These two teams have not met yet this season. Both Florida and Texas A&M played the matchup last season at Florida, and it was 89 to 70. That was the only meeting they had last season. Florida won and covered at home. A&M is 12-1 at home this season. Florida, though, just 3-2 straight up away from home. The Gators are off the back-to-back wins, as I mentioned. Of course, for Florida, Thomas Hoff, 17.5 points a game. For Texas A&M, of course, Rashawn Agee, 14 points a game. Ruben Dominguez, 12.5 points per game. But Chinaloo of Florida, of course, 13 consecutive double-doubles right now. A&M still the number one rebounding team in the country at 46 rebounds per game, and Chinaloo with 11 rebounds per contest. Look at this total, though, 166. I don't think it's high enough. A&M's 10-4 to the over at home. Yes, Florida does trend under a little bit, but I think I'm going with the over in this game between Florida and Texas A&M here on Saturday night. A&M's gone over in 12 of their last 18 games overall. It's an 8-game cover streak right now for A&M, although Florida has covered 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two teams. Florida's also covered 7 of their last 8. Give me another over here in the SEC tonight. I've got the over with Florida and Texas A&M. Go to the chat for your picks here in this one and see what you have. With Florida and A&M, it's going to be, there it is. Just Stacks was right in there, the first comment. He put it in there before I did, that's for sure. And also he likes A&M. Gibson ratings here says, I think that's A&M and under. Yeah, how about that? Andrew's on the Gators, however, and the under. Greg says Florida, too much talent to lose this one. I guess that's it from you guys in that one. Good job from the chat. Okay, I've got one more here in the college ranks on Saturday night. I've got to go out to the Big 12 at least here for a good game. Of course, with Houston on the road. Look at the spreads, only 1.5. It's going to be tough for Houston here, as good as they've been here of late. Yes, we saw BYU here on a 3-game losing streak, but just have a feeling here with Houston on the road. Yeah, they've won 3 in a row here right now. Consecutive wins and covers over TCU, Cincinnati, and Central Florida. Man, they've been impressive, no doubt about it. But BYU, they've got to be hungry here right now with these three consecutive losses, and they haven't covered in about 3 weeks, it feels like right now. BYU with consecutive losses to Arizona, KU, and Oklahoma State, and they're not even close to covering these games. They're in a slump here covering too. The eighth ranked Cougars, 20-2, 8-1 in the Big 12. They come in here 5-4 in BYU, 17-5, 5-4 in conference play. So yes, a sharp contrast in momentum. Houston, of course, number 2 ranked defense nationally in scoring defense, allowing just 61.4 points per game. BYU dropped a 99-92 decision to Oklahoma State on Wednesday night. Devanza had he's averaged 24 points per game. He scored 36 in the game against Oklahoma State, but it wasn't enough. Kingston Fleming's just awesome here for Houston. 17 points, 5.5 assists per game. Shoots 52% from the field, 38% from three-point range. Can't wait to see how this man's game transitions as he continues to evolve. Houston's Fleming's had 18 points and 6 assists in that last game versus UCF. Also, Cenac Jr. had 14 points and 10 rebounds as they won it 79-55 over the Knights. BYU's failed to cover in 7 straight games here, but they've won at home 13 of the last 14, 9-1 at home so far this season. Houston's covered 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams, but BYU's gone over in 4 of their last 5. Houston's gone under in 7 of their last 10. Let's go to the chat first in this one, and then I'll make my call. Richie Rich likes Houston to win. And Stacks likes BYU here. Gibson ratings favors BYU there and maybe an over. Andrew's on Houston. I'm going with Greg and Stacks in the chat. Give me BYU here in this one. Houston, yes, this defense and these totals, but I don't know, even at 149, and you might think Houston, and we've had some of these Houston unders of lately, they've started going under again, but watch out. This one may end up being with them on the road, it could be a higher scoring game, I think, this time around. Houston won both meetings last year, including one in the conference tournament, 74-54. The Houston won at home, 86-55. I'm going to take the Cougar. Oh, very funny. Cougars versus the Cougars here. I'm going to take the BYU Cougars in this one. I guess that's it for Night Moves, everybody. What a great show we had. Make sure you head on over to Tony'sPicks.com. Check me out with my premium picks over there. I've got a 3-pack in the UFC on Saturday night, my top 3 plays. From UFC Fight Night, Bautista versus Oliveira. Although this package does not include a pick in the main event, still, you get my top plays here over at Tony'sPicks.com. A 3-pack profit guaranteed. Check out all the handicappers over at Tony'sPicks.com. Click on the All Cappers tab. That's where you'll find a list of the handicappers, including there's our man, Stacks McKelvey. Click on the handicapper of your choice, and that's how you get signed up. Check out Justin's numbers. He's up 11 units over the last 30 days, dating back to December, and take a look at some of the hot sports that he has. Have a great day for Justin there. Take a look at some of his winners as part of that hot streak here. Great job, Justin. All right, that's going to do it here on Night Moves. We'll be back tomorrow. I guess Stacks will be joining us for preview the Super Bowl. Wow, can't wait for that. Really appreciate you guys stepping time in here with me tonight. Nearly 2 hours of sports betting coverage here. Enjoy the action tomorrow. Enjoy the Olympics here coming up with these games. Remember our pick here right now. Well, I'm on Germany, and I think the chat is on the under in that first matchup between Japan and Germany here at 6:10 Eastern, 3:10 Pacific, followed by Italy and Sweden. And then it'll be Finland and the United States, Canada, and Switzerland. Wow. All right, it's going to do it here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel, the 50,000 subscriber juggernaut. And for Tony'sPicks.com, I'm Ramon Scott. So long from Night Moves.